Once upon a time, in a small village nestled deep in a magical forest, lived a brave boy named Alan. One sunny day, while exploring the woods, Alan stumbled upon a mysterious, glowing light. Drawn by curiosity, he followed the light deeper and deeper into the forest until he came face to face with a gigantic, fire-breathing dragon monster hunter. The dragon's scales shimmered like molten lava, its eyes burning with ancient wisdom. Alan's heart pounded in his chest, but he stood his ground, gripping his wooden sword tightly. The beast roared, shaking the trees and causing birds to scatter. "Who dares enter my domain?" the dragon bellowed. Gathering his courage, Alan replied, "I am Alan, protector of my village. I seek to prove my bravery." The dragon studied him for a moment, then lowered its head. "Very well, young warrior. To earn your title, you must complete 3 trials. Succeed, and I shall grant you a boon. Fail, and you shall never leave this forest." Determined, Alan nodded. His journey as a monster hunter had truly begun. The dragon's eyes gleamed as it uttered the terms of the first trial. "Your first trial is a test of wisdom. Deep within this forest lies the labyrinth of whispers. Navigate through it, and bring me the crystal of insight that lies at its heart." Alan set off, his resolve unwavering. The labyrinth was filled with twisting paths and eerie whispers that tried to lead him astray. Focused, he recalled the tales of old and followed his instincts. Eventually finding the crystal, returning to the dragon, he presented the gem. "Impressive," the dragon acknowledged. "Now, for your second trial." And so, with fierce determination, Alan continued his quest. The dragon's eyes gleamed as it uttered the terms of the second trial. "Your next trial is a test of courage. Venture to the shadow caverns and retrieve the Ember of Valor, guarded by the cave troll." Alan's resolve didn't waver. He ventured into the dark, foreboding caverns. Within the shadows lurked the fearsome troll, its eyes glowing menacingly. Summoning his courage, Alan dodged its massive strikes and seized the Ember of Valor. "You have done well," the dragon remarked, impressed. "Now, for the final trial." The dragon specified the third trial, a test of strength. "In the peak of storms, combat the thunder, rock and recover its feather of champions." Alan scaled the treacherous mountain, battling fierce winds and biting cold. At the peak, he faced the formidable Thunder Rock. After a fierce struggle, Alan emerged victorious, clutching the prized feather. Amidst the stormy skies, Alan returned to the dragon, presenting the feather. "You have surpassed my expectations, young warrior," the dragon proclaimed. "Here is your boon, a shield forged from my skills, ensuring your village's protection." Alan accepted the shield, gratitude shining in his eyes. He returned to his village, forever remembered as the bravest monster hunter. Alan's return was met with cheers and admiration from his fellow villagers. With the dragon scale shield in hand, he recounted his trials, inspiring awe and respect. The village elders declared a festival in his honor, celebrating his bravery and tenacity. From that day forth, Alan's name became synonymous with heroism. The enchanted shield provided an enduring protection, symbolizing the harmony between the village and the magical forest. Alan's legacy lived on, inspiring future generations to face their fears with courage and wisdom. Amidst the tales of old, Alan's journey as the greatest monster hunter was eternally etched. The village once again flourished under the protective aura of the dragon scale shield. Alan's legend grew far and wide, attracting adventurers and scholars eager to learn from his experience. The magical forest, once perceived as a place of danger, became a symbol of wondrous mysteries and untapped potential. In a world where darkness often loomed, Alan's story shone like a beacon of hope. He continued to mentor young villagers, imparting the lessons he had learned. As the seasons turned, the spirit of bravery, wisdom, and unity cultivated in Alan's quest forever remained the heart of the village, ensuring its prosperity and safety for generations to come. The village's prosperity soon attracted the attention of other creatures in the magical forest. Recognizing Alan's leadership, these beings sought alliances with the village, fostering an era of unprecedented cooperation and growth. Alan's legend continued to inspire, and the village became a haven of knowledge and courage. Wisdom passed down to the younger generations ensured that Alan's spirit and the village's legacy would endure. The enchanted bond between man and magic grew ever stronger, safeguarding the harmony Alan had fought so bravely to achieve. The village's influence spread across the land, attracting diplomats and leaders from distant realms who sought the wisdom of Alan and his village. Stories of their harmony with the magical forest inspired other communities to forge similar bonds with nature. Alan's heroism transcended generations, becoming the foundation of a peaceful and thriving society. Even as Alan aged, his spirit remained unyielding. He spent his twilight years fostering unity and understanding between humans and magical creatures, ensuring a legacy of coexistence. Tales of the revered monster hunter became the bedrock of the village's culture, teaching each new generation the virtues of courage, wisdom, and cooperation. Alan's legend, rich with bravery and foresight, entered the village as a beacon of hope and enlightenment for all who encountered it. As Alan's time on Earth neared its end, a great ceremony was held to honor the legendary monster hunter. The dragon that had once tested his mettle returned, acknowledging Alan's unparalleled contributions. With a deep, reverberating voice, the dragon appointed Alan as an eternal guardian spirit of the forest. Upon his passing, Alan's essence seamlessly melded with the very heart of the magical woods. His guidance continued through whispers in the wind and subtle signs, always ensuring his village's harmony and safety. The legacy of Alan, the monster hunter, thus transcended time, a perpetual testament to bravery, wisdom, and unity. Years later, the village thrived under Alan's watchful spirit. New generations, inspired by his legend, formed alliances with creatures of the forest. Monuments and stories preserved his memory, teaching all who listened. In every whisper of the leaves, Alan's advice could be heard, guiding farmers, warriors, and scholars alike. The village, now a beacon of peace and courage, stood as a living tribute to its greatest hero. Alan, the eternal monster hunter, had become the heart and soul of the community. His legacy, an endless source of inspiration and strength. As generations passed, Alan's legacy evolved into an integral part of the village's identity. Each year, they celebrated his memory with a grand festival, where tales of his heroics were retold, and new warriors were honored in his name. Youngsters went on quests inspired by Alan's trials, forging bonds with the magical creatures of the forest. Eventually, a young girl named Ella rose to prominence. Her courage mirrored Alan's. Embarking on her own journey, she discovered new alliances and defended the village with the same bravery. Alan's spirit, ever watchful, guided her steps. Thus, the cycle of heroism and unity continued, ensuring the village's everlasting prosperity. One day, as Ella prepared for a new challenge, she felt a familiar presence, a whisper in the wind recounting Alan's wisdom. Guided by his spirit, she ventured tales of their joint legacy echoed through time. The village, now a cornerstone of courage and harmony, thrived under the guardianship of Alan and the newfound bravery of Elara. Elara's exploits ushered in a new age of prosperity for the village. Inspired by Alan's teachings and her own fearless pursuits, she founded an academy where young adventurers honed their skills and learned the value of unity. Under her leadership, the village's bond with magical creatures deepened further, fostering an unprecedented era of peace and innovation. The dragon returned once more, bestowing its wisdom upon Elara and recognizing her as the new guardian of the forest. The legacy of Alan and Elara, two legendary monster hunters, continued to illuminate the path for future generations, ensuring the enduring prosperity and harmony of their village. Though the village flourished under Elara's guardianship, new challenges arose. One fateful day, a dark sorcerer sought to corrupt the enchanted forest, threatening the harmony Alan and Elara had fought so hard to preserve. Guided by the spirits of the past, Elara and the villagers, alongside their magical allies, confronted this new menace. Guided by Alan's wisdom and emboldened by her own courage, Elara led the charge, vanquishing the sorcerer and restoring peace. From that day, the village remained a bastion of bravery and unity forever. Inspired by the immortal legacies of Alan and Elara, the greatest monster hunters,